Okay, I'm ready.
All right, you ready? One, two. Wait 1 second. Sorry, I hit a weird button. All right, cool. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, this is Severin Henderson. This is my first episode by myself of Department3C Presents a podcast. So, what is Department3C Presents a podcast? Right now, I don't know. That's why I'm putting it out. It's kind of just a passion project that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I want to have a podcast. I want to have a show to talk about issues that are relevant to me and to the world. So that's what this first episode is about. Just kind of introducing you to me. Hope you listen to what I have to say. Hope we can get a chance to interact and have conversations. I'm still setting up my website. I'm still setting up email to get in contact with me and everything. But all that'll be done soon enough. I'm more of a throw something at the wall, see what sticks kind of person to get things going. I feel like if I sit around and overplanning leads to analysis paralysis, and that's not what I want to happen. So just have some notes here that I want to go over and introduce myself, introduce the podcast really. So that's what the podcast is about. Who I am. Well, my name is Severin Henderson. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, but right now I live in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. I'm a firefighter, public safety servant, first responder, and that's kind of what the show speaks to. I talk about different issues from a firefighter perspective. So just try and give you an idea of toughness, braveness. Not saying I'm tough at all or brave at all, but just what the culture represents. So just trying to give you those perspectives from myself. So that's who I am. I already pretty much told you where we're at. We're recording in a studio in the great city of Chicago. Right now it's the summer. It's decent outside. We have a real it's a lot of tension in the climate that we have going on in the city overall with all the protests and rioting that we have. But that just speaks to what I want to talk about on the show. So that's all what we're going to get into. So that kind of covers where and when, because that's the time that we're in now. It's 2020. We have an election coming up. Like I said, we have major rioting going on, major protests going on, a lot of issue with our law enforcement. We have a lot of issues going on, so that covers all of that. And my last question: who, what, where, when, why, and how? How are we going to do this? How are we going to talk about it? Well, we're just going to attack things head on. That's kind of how we attack all issues within the fire department. We just get to a situation, see what's going on, we analyze, and then we make a plan of action, we execute that plan, and then we live with the results. And after those results, we talk about what we could have did better. So that's what I want this show to be about. I want this show to be about us talking to each other, just me giving some of my opinions and talking about what's going on, and then hopefully people talk back to me. We have a chance to have a civil conversation about what our issues are and see if we can come to some kind of accord, see if we can come to some kind of plan of action on what would make us all better as people, or what would make us all better as a race, as the human race. That's what I basically push for. Just trying to wake up and do things that much better every single day. That's kind of how I try to live my life. So I want to be able to spread that to other people and have people do the same for me. So I'm trying to serve the world and have the world serve me back. So that's the general gist of this show. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Department3C presents a podcast. I'm also looking for help and assistance in any areas in building this show and building a stance. So like all the artwork I did by myself. Getting the cast up I didn't do by myself. I had a lot of help from my studio producers, and we will talk about that later on in more episodes. We'll get more into depth of that and talk about that in the movement we're all trying to build. But to speak to, like I said, what the show is pretty much about. Those are the issues. That's where we're going. So I want to, like I said, I need help with getting artwork. I need help with a website, everything. So if you know anyone that can help me in those areas, I'm more than willing to listen. Like I said, when we edit and put stuff in, I'll put my contact information so that you can reach out to me and help me in those areas to get this show off the ground and get this show going. Because like I said, if I sat around and just kept thinking about it, nothing would get done. So I have to do something other than nothing. So that is pretty much it. Like I said, it's just a intro episode. Then I'm gonna
pause.
Yeah.
So also let them know where they can find you. Start putting out, like, you want to, like, at this point, from what I'm gathering, you want to be hammering, like, if you're wanting help, let these people know where to find you, where to,
Got it.
Really hammer that home.
Okay, let me write that down. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Where? Because that's pretty much it. And then we was gonna get into our little thing.
Yeah, and then let them know on this intro. Let them you're hyping what's to come. So tell them, like, when to expect your first podcast. Like, start letting them know, hey, we're gonna release our first episode on whatever.
Okay.
This, just give them some idea, because if you're doing a good job with this, they're going to want to look forward to the next one, and they want to know where to find you. So,
okay.
And you can tell them, that you're going to be available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Okay.
And that's a good blanket statement to let everybody know where you're going to be. So all we did was pause. So we'll come back, and it should be a seamless transition when we put it all back together.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready for it? Yeah. Good. Okay. Ready, go.
So to speak for the help portion, like I said, I need help. I'm open to help. Send something to me where you can find me. I have a couple of different Instagram, Facebook accounts, and that's where I'd appreciate if you find me. My personal one is I am Sevy, just IAMSEVY. And for Department3C, it's just Department3C. Those are both at Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. By the way, I have all three of those social media platforms. If you'd like to email me directly right now before I get my business email going, it's department3c@gmail.com. You can hit me that way. And those are pretty much the ways to get to me. So let's talk about when the show will be out, when the show is be expected. So I work one day on, a couple days off, and I have a rotating schedule. So I don't have like a set day where I'm going to put the show out, but I hope to put one out at least once a week so that you can find me. I don't have, like I said, I don't have that set day. I don't have Tuesdays return at this time, but once a week, that's my goal for now. This is just the intro to get you, just to get going a little bit, but that's the ultimate plan, to have one show a week to get going. That's what we're gonna do. And you'll be able to find me on anywhere that you can hear a podcast. Right now I'm on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher, or maybe more to come down the line. But right now, that's where you'll be able to hear this. So wherever you can hear other people, you'll be able to hear me as well. And I look forward to having these conversations with you either through email, messages, online, social media, any way that you can contact me by those ways I gave you. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to building something together. So let's do this.
Okay, good. All right, that was good.